Hello everyone, I hope you are fit and fine. Today, in this video session, we are going to see a very important topic of grammar, that is direct and indirect speech. We all know it very well that whenever we have the question that is direct and indirect, that time we skip that question. Do you know why? Because students generally thought like that this particular question is very difficult. But let me tell you one thing, after watching this particular video, you will definitely attempt such kind of the questions with full confidence. So without wasting the time, let's start the today's topic, that is direct and indirect speech or narration. So let's see. Here, first of all, we need to discuss about the definition of direct and indirect speech. So the definition is like this. We may report the words of a speaker in two ways. And which are the two ways? So of course, these two ways are direct and indirect speech. So the first definition is very clear, that we may quote his actual words. This is called direct speech. Direct speech किसको बोलते हैं? Whenever we quote the actual words of the speaker, यानी बोलने वाला इंसान जिस तरह से बोल रहा था, अगर उसी तरह से उसके मुंह का जो सेंटेंस है, अगर आपने उसी तरह से आगे वाले को सुनाया, so that is called as direct speech. And here this is the direct method, so this is called as direct speech. But in the indirect speech we need to make some changes, because these changes are very important. So here let's see the definition of indirect speech. So we may report what he said without quoting his exact words. This is called indirect speech. So it's very clear that whenever we are making the changes in direct speech, that time it is called as indirect speech. For example, suppose Ravi said, I'm a doctor. What is the sentence? Ravi said, I'm a doctor. In this particular sentence, Ravi said is the reported speech. And to remove the inverted commas, we need to use that, because this is the assertive sentence. So we will discuss it afterwards. But if we would like to change the particular statement in indirect speech, that time we need to change in this way. The sentence is like this, that is direct speech which is in the inverted commas. What is that? Ravi said, I'm a doctor. So Ravi said, I'm a doctor. So you have to change this particular sentence like this. Ravi said that he was a doctor. So you need to change the simple present tense into simple past tense. If you would like to change the narration, because that is the past thing. In the past, Ravi said that he was a doctor. So in this way, you have to change the narration. So before going to start the actual direct to indirect of the sentences, it's very important to see the changes in tense. Whenever you are attempting this particular question, you should have the command over the tenses, because without having the command on the tenses, it's very difficult to solve such kind of the examples. So changes in tense is like this. So according to this particular table, this table is very important. So let's see that in simple present tense, if the sentence is in simple present, so that will be converted into simple past. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Continuous tense is also called as progressive tense. Simple past becomes past perfect, and past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. And the last one, that is very important, always remember this particular change, that is past perfect remains past perfect. If the sentence is in past perfect, there is no need to change the tense of that particular sentence. So if the statement is in past perfect, you have to keep it as it is. So this is the change in tense. In the future tense, you have to convert will into would. We'll take the examples of future tense afterwards. But before that, we need to discuss about some of the words which we need to change whenever we have this sentence that is in direct. And if we will continue, or if we will convert the particular statement into indirect speech, that time you have to make some changes in words as well and some changes in pronouns as well. So let's see the changes in words. So these changes are also important. If you have this particular base, this is my guarantee to you that you will definitely solve the examples in good way. So here we have some words. These words, जब भी कभी आपको ये वर्ड्स दिखेंगे सेंटेंस में, तो आपको सबसे पहले क्या करना है, इन वर्ड्स को अच्छी तरह से देख लेना है और उनको एज पर दिस टेबल यू हैव टू चेंज. The first word here is this, and the word this is converted into that. The second word is these. These will be converted into those. Here becomes there. Now will be converted into then. Today is very important. Today will be converted into that day, because that day means that is in the past. The particular thing already happened in the past. Tonight, you have to convert tonight into that night. Then come becomes go. The next one is thus. Thus will be converted into so. In the same way, we have some other words, and these words are tomorrow. Tomorrow will be converted into the next day. Yesterday will be converted into the day before. Ago. Ago will be converted into before. The next word is next week. If in the statement you will have the word that is next week, what you will do? You have to convert next week into the following week. The next word is last week. If the word last week you will have in your sentence, so that time you have to convert the last week into the week before or the previous week. So these are the changes you have to make whenever you are solving the direct to indirect sentences. After this, we are going to discuss about the last table, which is very important, and this table is related with the pronouns. So let's see the changes in pronouns. So here we have the pronouns. Suppose I is there, and sometimes you is also used. So if I is there, as per the gender, you have to convert I into he or she. As per the gender of the person, you have to change I into he or she. The next one is we. Sometimes for we, you is also used, and you have to convert we into they. The third one or third pronoun here is me, or sometimes you is also used. So as per the gender, you have to use him or her. The next one is us, or sometimes you is also used for the us. So that time you have to convert us into them. The next one is my or your. So that time as per gender you have to use his or her. And the last one is our. If you have found our in the sentence of the direct speech, you have to convert it into their. So these are the important changes you have to keep in your mind whenever you are solving the examples of direct and indirect speech. So without wasting the time, let's see the direct and indirect of the following sentences. So you all know it very well that in English we have total 4 kinds of these sentences, and these sentences are simple. Simple sentence is also called as assertive sentence, right? And the next one is, let's say these are the four types of the sentences: simple sentence, interrogative sentence, exclamatory sentence, and the last one is imperative sentence. Till now, you have studied the types of the sentences in the previous standard. So simple sentence in day-to-day English, we are always using the simple sentences to convey our to convey our thoughts. The second one is interrogative. Whenever we are asking the questions to someone, that time it is called as interrogative sentences. The third one, that is exclamatory. In exclamatory sentences, we are always convey our emotions. Maybe anger is there, maybe so many emotions we have, right? So as per emotions, whenever we are expressing emotion, that sentence is called as exclamatory sentence. And in imperative sentences, we are giving sometimes orders, we are giving commands to someone. So that time we need to use the sentences in this particular category, that is called as imperative sentences. So these are the four types of the sentences. And as per the types, we all know it very well, the direct and indirect of each sentence is different. That is not the same. So simple sentences, indirect speech is different. Interrogative sentences, indirect speech is different. Then exclamatory sentences, indirect speech is different. And at last, imperative sentences, indirect speech is different. And let me tell you one thing, due to this particular reason, every student feels that direct and indirect is very difficult task. But if you have command over the basic, let me tell you, it's not that much difficult. So let me clear this concept to you, that is direct and indirect speech or narration. So now we're going to start the actual part, that is direct to indirect of each type of the sentence. So in this video, we are going to see the direct to indirect of simple sentence. So let's see. So direct to indirect of simple or assertive sentence is very simple if you know these particular three things. So let's see. These are the three magical rules you should know before solving this such kind of the examples, which is in the category of which is in the category of assertive sentence or simple sentence. So the first rule is what? To convert simple sentence into indirect, you need to use reporting verb said. अगर सेंटेंस में कहीं पे आपको said दिखाई दे रहा है तो said ही रखो, उसको चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. बट इफ यू फाउंड said to, अगर सेंटेंस में आपको कहीं पे said to दिखा, so what you will do? You have to convert said to into told. said to को क्या बनाना है? told बनाना है. I will clarify these particular things in the example. But before that, let's see the second rule. Have you understood the first rule? अगर सेंटेंस में said है तो said ही रखो, अगर said to है तो उसका कन्वर्जन आपको करना है told में. The second rule is very important. It's very necessary to remove the inverted commas from the sentence. सेंटेंस से inverted comma निकालना बहुत जरूरी है. And to remove the inverted commas, we need to use the conjunction. And which conjunction you will use? That. That is the conjunction you have to use to remove the inverted comma. And at the same time, that will help you to connect the sentence or to join the sentence. The next or the last rule is what? Pronouns, words, and the tense of the particular statement. These changes already we have discussed some times ago, right? And of course, you have to remember all the changes carefully. So these are the three magical rules you have to keep in your mind whenever you are solving direct and indirect speech. So let's take one example here. So then these particular three rules we are going to apply and we will solve the example by using all these three rules one by one. So let's see the first example here. So the first example here I have taken, that is Mahesh said, I'm an engineer. Mahesh said, I'm an engineer. So this is our first sentence. So let me tell you here which is the reporting verb. So here reporting verb is said and reported speech is I am an engineer. So whatever the part you had seen here in the inverted commas, this particular statement is in direct speech. And this statement was spoken by Mahesh. And Mahesh said, I am an engineer. So one by one, you have to use the rules, three magical rules. So the first thing you have to remember, that is our first rule is what? Change reporting verb said to into told. अगर said है तो said ही रखना है. So you have to write down the answer like that. Mahesh said that. Why you need to use that? The reason is very clear. That we want to remove inverted commas. And to remove the inverted commas, we need to use that. So the answer will be like this. Mahesh said that. Now we need to change the pronouns. I indicates Mahesh. Mahesh is a male person. And which pronouns you will use for that? He, right? And the sentence is in simple present tense. And as per the table, right, we need to change or convert simple present tense into simple past tense. Correct? So here you have to use Mahesh said that he was an engineer. So the answer will be like this. Mahesh said that he was an engineer. Correct? So why he was? Because the sentence or the above statement that is in direct speech is in simple present tense. And you have to convert the simple present tense into simple past tense. So that is the necessity here. The second example here we are going to take, that is Geeta said, my mother cooks our breakfast. What is the example? Geeta said, my mother cooks our breakfast. So in this statement, said is there. Reporting verb said is there. And you have to use the same reporting verb because said is there. So Geeta said. And to remove inverted commas, we need to use that as a conjunction. Correct? So Geeta said that. My, as per the table, my will be converted into his or her as per the gender. So here we have the subject, that is Geeta. Geeta is a female personality, and of course due to that we need to use female pronoun. That is Geeta said that her mother. The sentence is in simple present tense, so you need to convert it into simple past. So the verb you need to use, that is in past. So her mother cooked. Here we have our will be converted into their. So my mother cooked, her mother cooked their breakfast. So the answer will be like this. Geeta said that her mother cooked their breakfast. So the simple present tense now converted into simple past. So in this way you have to use the three magical rules to solve the examples of assertive sentence. So here we are going to take one more example. Ganesh said, I am voting to Sonia. The sentence is in present continuous tense, present progressive tense. Said is there. So you have to use the same reporting verb. That is Ganesh said that I will be converted into he. because Ganesh is a male person. So Ganesh said that he was voting to Sonia. The sentence is in present continuous tense, and due to that you need to convert the sentence into past continuous tense. So the answer will be like this. That is, Ganesh said that he was voting to Sonia. So this is all about the third example. I hope you have understood how to solve the sentences which are assertive into indirect speech. In the examination, you will get the examples from any one of the category or any one of the type, but you have to keep in your mind all the rules because it's very necessary to remember the rules. So let me tell you once again the rules. So what are the rules? Rules are very clear. The first rule is, if you would like to solve the example of assertive sentence into indirect speech, you have to think about the reporting verb first. If said is there, you have to use said. If said to is there, that time use told. The second magical rule is use conjunction that to connect the sentence or to remove the inverted commas. And the third magical rule is here, that is, you have to change the pronouns, words and the tenses as per the table we have just discussed. So let's see few more examples. The fourth example here, the teacher said to the student, we are learning. The teacher said to the student, we are learning. So in this particular sentence, just think about our first magical rule. What was that? First of all, you have to think about reporting verb. So here the teacher said to. So here we have the reporting verb said to. अगर said to है तो said to का conversion आपको किसमें करना है? Told में, right? So the teacher told the student, and to remove the inverted commas we need to apply the second rule, that is, we need to use the conjunction that. So the teacher told the student that, and the direct speech or the direct sentence is we are learning. So the sentence is in present continuous tense, right? Ing is there, learning, we are learning. So we need to convert present continuous tense into past continuous tense. So the answer will be like this. The teacher told the student that they were learning. Why they? Because so many students are there, and for plural subject we need to use the plural pronoun, that is they, correct? And so due to that, here the answer will be the teacher told the student that they were learning. So this is just about the said to. Said to के बारे में हमेशा याद रखो कि said to का conversion told में करना है. So the next example here I have taken, that is, Alfred said to Anna, I met my friend yesterday. So here it's very important that to convert the reporting verb, and here we have the reporting verb said to. So which word you will use, or which reporting verb you will use? So Alfred told Anna that he had met his friends the day before, because yesterday will be converted into past tense. So the sentence is in past, right? So simple past sentence is there, and that sentence will be converted into past perfect. So Alfred told Anna that he had met his friends that day before. Don't forget to convert the words like yesterday, and don't forget to change the pronouns. Here his is used because his indicates Alfred. Alfred is a male person, and due to that we have to use he. Okay, so the answer will be Alfred told Anna that he had met his friend that day before. The next example here we are going to discuss, that is, Mangesh said man is mortal. What is the example? Mangesh said man is mortal. So here, if you will change, if you will apply the rules which we have just discussed, your sentence will be wrong. Let me tell you the reason. Because here, whatever the part we have in inverted commas, this particular sentence is a habitual fact. Why? Because every person is died. हर एक इंसान मरता है, right? So due to that, this is the habitual fact. And whenever we have the universal truth, habitual fact, or maybe principles in life, for example, honesty is best policy. So that time we need to use the same sentence as it is. Just convert the sentence like that. Mangesh said that man is mortal. That's it. Okay, have you understood that? Whenever we have the universal truth, habitual fact, or maybe principles in our life, so that time don't change the sentence or tense of the sentence. Just use it as it is. So this is all about the direct to indirect of assertive or simple sentence. I hope that you have understood all the three magical rules and the changes in tenses. The second one is pronouns, and the third one is all about the words which we need to convert whenever we are changing the sentences into indirect speech. So here we are going to conclude that today we had discussed about the direct to indirect of assertive sentences, and here we had discussed some basic rules and some basic changes we need to do whenever we are solving the examples of any one of the direct sentence into indirect speech or narration. So I hope that now you don't have any kind of the confusion. If you have any kind of the confusion, you can write your query in the comment box. So thank you everyone for watching my videos. Stay home, stay safe, stay tuned.